This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilgus. Thank you for joining us tonight. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office is trying to deport an undocumented immigrant involved in a violent crime earlier this year. But they're frustrated with how long it is taking federal agents to complete that process. ABC7's Adam Cellini is joining us live from the Sheriff's Office downtown with more on this recent arrest. Adam.
Yeah, Haley, the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office and U.S. Marshals Task Force arrested this 24-year-old undocumented immigrant for the second time today. And Sheriff Tom Knight says he is desperate to get this, quote, violent criminal out of his county.
Is it going to take us to work a homicide or a rape with him to get him the heck out of Sarasota County?
For Sheriff Tom Knight, one undocumented criminal has become a logistics nightmare. On January 6, Carlos Echeverria Pena was arrested after a road rage incident in Northport where he punched through a driver's window and was shot from the other side. He later gave deputies a fake ID and social security card.
The taxpayers pay to put him in the hospital, to get him fixed up. We try to get him deported, and we can't get him deported.
This house in Rotunda West, just south of Englewood, was listed as Echeverria Pena's residence, where neighbors say several people come and go, though nobody can recall seeing him.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised, because this is really a quiet neighborhood, so you never hear too much. And then when we seen it on the news, I said, uh-oh.
Executive orders have broadened the scope for which law enforcement can detain undocumented immigrants, but once they're in custody, Knight says there's no instruction.
When is something going to happen and when is something going to change so that we at local law enforcement don't have to worry about doing the federal government's job, and that they can give us some clear standards and clear ideas about what they want us to do to collaborate with ICE and Homeland Security to keep this community safe.
He's calling on Congress to create a process through reform so residents like Jerry Marsh can rest easy.
I think if they commit a crime or if they do something wrong, they should be accountable for it.
Now, Sheriff Knight made it clear that he's not blaming ICE agents for this delay. He feels like their lack of urgency is just the result of disorganization from the top down. Haley?
And Adam, what's the current status of this undocumented person?
Well, this person has been charged with criminal use of personal identification information, and he is being held in this jail on a $20,000 bond. Live in Sarasota, Adam Cellini. Haley, back to you.
Thank you, Adam. Now to a developing story out of Washington tonight, where Vice President Mike Pence is being accused of using a private email account to conduct public business, including Homeland Security matters, while he was governor of Indiana. Records of the emails were obtained by the Indy Star through a public records request. Pence reportedly communicated via his personal AOL account with top advisors on topics ranging from security gates at the governor's residence to the state's response to terror attacks across the globe. The newspaper also reports the account was hacked last summer. Protesters lined the streets of Sarasota today in opposition to proposed changes in gun laws. Following shootings throughout the country in schools, airports, and businesses, organizers of the demonstration say it's important to show solidarity and raise awareness in the community. The group is opposed to open carry and a proposal to allow guns in schools.
We are opposed to anything that would make it easier for people who are, for whatever reason, unstable, angry, holding a grudge, to go in and kill a bunch of people with a gun.
The protest is partially in response to State Senator Greg Stubbe's proposed bills that would start allowing open carry in places such as airports, college campuses, and government meetings, an effort he says would help keep the community safe. Florida is the boating capital of the world with nearly 1 million registered vessels. All month long, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission will be focusing on making sure safety is the #1 priority on Suncoast waters. FWC officers will be conducting boating safety inspections and monitoring areas for boating under the influence violations. Tips for staying safe on the water include wearing a life jacket, being prepared and alert, plus taking a boating safety class. And now for a check on our forecast, which boating will be a little bit tough in the coming days. We're going to head over to Bob.
You got that right, Haley. Northwest winds picking up, and then north winds tomorrow. We're talking small craft advisories are in effect and will stay with us throughout the day tomorrow, and that means seas are going to be rough going out there. Eventually still choppy over the weekend. Now, as far as the front is concerned, the cold front has really lost a lot of its punch in terms of rainfall. There's not much left out there. The cold air is still just to the north of us as high pressure is going to build in behind the front. You can see a little bit of rainfall near Orlando and off the east coast right now, and some clouds, low clouds, have been moving in. These are the dew point temperatures. You look for that when you don't see a lot of clouds around and find out where that front is. And you can see they're dropping down already into the upper 20s to mid 30s to the north of us right now. So the front still well back north of Gainesville at this point. 67-degree dew point in Miami and 64 degrees into Sarasota. Currently, we have generally partly cloudy skies up and down the coast, 70 degrees, so still warm here, but things will be changing and those winds will be picking up. More on that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. A small victory for alumni of Manatee County's Bayshore High School who say the school may be making students and staff sick. Some argue diesel fuel tanks buried on school property may be responsible for contaminating groundwater and soil on the property. Contamination, they say, could be the cause of several cases of cancer and autoimmune diseases. Today, commissioners agreed to compile a full report on testing in the area. In response, the Manatee County School District provided us with several tests spanning nearly 20 years. Adding all of the documentation the district has indicates that there have not been any adverse findings in any of the testing done at the site. Still, those concerns say there's more to the story.
Oh, it's absolutely devastating to watch alumni lose their family members.
The county now has 30 days to generate that report before deciding how to move forward. The mayor of Venice wants to make some big changes to downtown. Mayor John Hollick is in Washington, D.C. today, meeting with the U.S. Postal Service to see if it would be willing to move out of its current building in downtown Venice. In the 1920s, a boutique hotel was built where the post office now stands. The mayor wants to knock down the current post office and build a replica hotel. Some city council members, however, do have some concerns.
One question is we may have to deliver a fully functioning alternative facility in another location. The second question is where would that location be?
Another big question is who will pay for the building. The mayor will return from Washington, D.C. this week and update the city council during the upcoming city council meeting. Straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with the official Suncoast forecast. Plus, Attorney General Jeff Sessions under fire after being accused of lying about meeting with a Russian ambassador. And organizations call for the allocation of more money to affordable housing in Florida.
Now's the perfect time to create a custom system with California Closets. During our Door and Drawer event, save up to $500 on beautiful doors and drawers for any room. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
ABC7 News at 7 weeknights.
There's a whole new way to bank at Achieva Credit Union with Achieva Checking Plus. Get new unique features like full ID theft protection and online shopping rewards. Plus, it's an interest-bearing account, so you have a little extra for what really matters. Achieva Checking Plus isn't just an account for your money, it's for your life, including cell phone insurance. And that's good to know. Discover the plus at achievacu.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Attention blood clot filter patients. Surgically implanted blood clot filters are potentially life-threatening. Some filters are prone to breaking, resulting in pieces of the filter moving through the body and causing internal bleeding. If you had surgery to implant a blood clot filter, you may be entitled to a cash award, even if you haven't suffered side effects yet. Call the Gold Shield Group now, 888-747-5291, to see if you qualify for a cash award, 888-747-5291.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner. After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.
Bob, I hear you had a fun time at the
Yes.
Orioles ABC7 Day.
That's right. A lot of people come out to
Yeah.
the booth there and saying hello, and they watch
Good.
all the time. Yeah, Buffalo. We had some Iowa, Illinois, Chicago, Kansas City.
Probably
They're all-
Indiana. I know there's a ton of Indiana
Yes,
people
absolutely.
down here too. Yeah.
We had a pretty good game too. It tied, ended up in a tie, and good times out there. A bit warm though. Temperatures were very warm. Here's what's going on as far as photos go. A nice photo sent in from Heron Creek down in Northport, and there were some folks that came in from Venice and Northport as well to the game today to watch the Orioles take on the Minnesota Twins, and appreciate that nice shot there. And Colleen is her first name. Here's a look at the Van Wezel webcam time lapse showing clear skies throughout the afternoon and early evening. Then all of a sudden clouds came in, and those clouds associated with the advancement of a cold front, which is going to be moving on through. It'll be moving on through tomorrow morning. Small craft advisories are in effect across coastal waters across most of Florida right now. Some bigger storms along the East Coast producing some lightning there. The cold front itself is still to the north of us, so temperatures are not all that cold, and we aren't anticipating much rainfall. There were some showers around here earlier. Those have since moved on for the most part. There's a chance we could see a few sprinkles with this system in the morning hours, and then it should move on. Snow falling as far south now as southern Indiana and entering into Kentucky. That's that colder air, and you can see the frontal boundary extends all the way from just off of Houston all the way across North Florida right now, and some cooler temperatures already starting to filter in there. The air is really too dry out ahead of it to produce much rainfall, and we are going to see the strong winds, though, behind it. Current conditions up and down the coast, 70 degrees right now in Sarasota. Braden the same. There's no cold front right now on our doorstep. Temperatures are very warm at this hour anyway. By the time we get up tomorrow morning, those winds will pick up out of the northwest. It'll make it feel much cooler throughout the day. 80 degrees the high. We had 80-degree temperatures all week long, and those will come to an end. So the 80s are gone tomorrow, as temperatures will only get into the low to mid 70s. Not too bad. No rainfall to report. We're at about 3 inches below average for the year already. 35-degree dew point temperature in Jacksonville. It's 54 in Orlando, 64 in Sarasota. So the cold front actually lies in between these two areas and will continue to sag to the south throughout the next 5 to 6 hours into our neighborhood. And then we'll see temperatures cool down, already down to 51 degrees in Tallahassee. Temperatures around the area, upper 60s to low 70s, fairly uniform. The Gulf water temperature is what's amazing. Now it's 75 degrees. And as far as the winds go, it will be a windy day. That'll be what people will say. It's very windy today, yes, because they'll be out of the north and northeast up to 20 miles an hour, gusting as high as 25 at times. And it looks like it's going to be windy through the weekend. The weekend, the winds aren't going to go away much. It'll lessen somewhat on Saturday and Sunday, but still some hazardous boating conditions tomorrow and possibly extending into Saturday and Sunday. Those winds, though, will switch around pretty quickly to an easterly direction beginning on Saturday afternoon. That will warm us up. So we'll look for some warmer temperatures. Some lake effect snows occurring near Cleveland. Also, Toledo had some snow earlier. Buffalo getting some of that snowfall right now. So things are starting to chill out there a little bit across the northern plains. I should say the Great Lakes and the northern plains states are getting rather chilly there. For boaters tomorrow, small craft advisory in effect. Seas running 3 to 5 feet and rough conditions out there on the bays and inland waters. As far as the next tides go, here they are on your screen. Get a look at those, and looks like we will see clouds increasing. Slight chance for a few passing showers. Tomorrow, windy weather, and it will be cloudy in the morning with a chance for a few sprinkles. 74 for your high. That's a little bit below average. And then the extended forecast, quickly it warms back up after a cool start on Saturday with lows in the low 50s there, but then upper 70s to near 80 all the way through Thursday of next week. Well, the last 2 Wednesdays has been rough weather out there. Couldn't go fishing, but at least this week we got it in, and here's more. Talk about beating the traffic. Check this moat scientist out who boats to work every day, at least when the weather is fine. Dropping anchor at Fisher Reef just offshore of New Pass, the action was quick and steady.
That didn't take long.
Using a shrimp tip setup like this one and keeping it just off the bottom, Don from Portland, Maine hooks up.
I really don't like to keep sheephead unless they're big.
This one was, however. John finds dinner and then some.
Now that's a sheephead. That one there will go about 4 or 5 pounds.
Just about every time they dropped one in, it was fish on, keeping the captain busy, dehooking and baiting over and over again.
This is the time of the year when these sheephead are out here, and they are out here in force.
They are spawning right now, and one after another, they kept bringing them up.
5 per boat. That's plenty, because they are a pain in the neck to clean, but that is a big one.
The limit is 15, and they have to be 12 inches or bigger to keep. With spring break just starting, it's the busiest time of year for area captains, so book as early as you can to assure your trip. Captain Johnny was freelining a shrimp as well, and he entices this fish you don't see much of around these waters until after March.
First day of March, and we're catching Spanish mackerel out here. Wow.
Is this early?
That is early.
And after a while, I even managed to hook one up.
Snapper, Spanish mackerel, and sheep's head, all in one day, right here, near shore reefs. Remember, take a kid fishing. Someday they may take you.
That's what I always say.
Yeah, he stole his line there. Yep. Well, this guy on the right was fishing, and all of a sudden he was talking to his neighbor on the left there that you see. That is Wayne and Don, and then eventually the fish took the pole into the water. Don was disheartened and went back and told his wife, and well, Wayne grabbed a rake and rigged up a rope and caught the fishing pole, and guess what? The fish was still on it. So there you go. Heck of a story right there. And snook season started Wednesday, and guess what? Steve Herrick catches the first keeper, 31 inches. What a nice catch. That is a keeper, 28 to 33 is the range there, and that's Beach Fishing Adventures doing a great job catching pompano too. Haley?
All right, looks great. Thank you, Bob. Attorney General Jeff Sessions today recused himself from all Justice Department investigation into Donald Trump's election campaign. But Sessions is still taking fire from Democrats for testimony in his confirmation hearing in which he did not disclose that he had met twice with the Russian ambassador to the U.S. during the campaign. ABC's Lana Zach is in Washington.
It now turns out that the Russian ambassador had meetings with several members of the Trump campaign. The latest revelation, the president's own son-in-law, Jared Kushner. He met with the Russian official at Trump Tower in December. Meanwhile,
I have recused myself in the matters that deal with the Trump campaign.
Nonetheless, Attorney General Jeff Sessions denies he did anything wrong.
I never had meetings with Russian operatives or Russian intermediaries about the Trump campaign.
But he did meet with the Russian ambassador twice during the campaign. Sessions says his meetings were appropriate as a senator, but Democrats calling for his resignation say that's not the issue.
There is something very inappropriate to dramatically mislead Congress.
Here is Sessions under oath in January.
I'm not aware of any of those activities. I have been called a surrogate at a time or two in that campaign, and I did not have communications with the Russians, and I'm unable to comment on it.
President Trump said he did not know about the meeting, but is standing by Sessions.
Mr. President, do you still have confidence in the Attorney General, sir? Total.
But Democrats protesting outside of the Justice Department are demanding his full resignation as Attorney General. They are also asking the FBI to open a criminal investigation. Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
Former Texas Governor Rick Perry has been sworn in as Energy Secretary. The Senate approved the confirmation today in a 62-37 vote. Perry ran for president in both 2012 and 2016. At one point, he advocated eliminating the Energy Department, which he is now running. Former presidential candidate Ben Carson, another presidential candidate in 2016, was also sworn in today as the nation's Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. The Senate confirmed the nomination in a 58-41 vote. Vice President Mike Pence says he is confident that Carson will, quote, open doors of opportunity to some of the most vulnerable in our country. A coalition of nonprofit groups is asking state lawmakers to reject Governor Rick Scott's proposal to divert money from housing programs. The Sadowski Housing Coalition is calling for lawmakers to allocate state and local housing trust fund money to affordable housing programs. The coalition wants lawmakers to move about $293 million into housing programs. In Governor Scott's budget proposal, he recommends shifting about 2/3 of the money out of a trust fund earmarked for low-income housing. The trust fund receives a portion of money produced by real estate documentary stamp taxes. The 2017 legislative session begins this coming Tuesday. Sports is next, but first, here's Jimmy Kimmel.
It's very important that you see this.
And I love humor.
Right, sure.
And the best humor is when you make fun of yourself.
Well, tell that to the president.
In the real estate business, trust is important. It's not just about money, it's a place where we live and create memories. Buying a home is such a big investment, you want to find the right one. You don't want to be sold a home, you want someone you can trust to help you find the right home. I am proud to work at an agency where these values matter. I would love to be your realtor. I am Chandra Boone, and I'm a proud realtor at SWC Properties.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View, behind the scenes with Broadway performers with the Florida Pops, plus handmade kimonos, cuddly kittens, and gyres in the kitchen.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
Cancer does change people's lives. It is frightening. The treatment for fear is hope. And what works for you is not necessarily going to work for somebody else. It does take a whole team. This is a facility that really cares about the outcome of the patients. So our job at Sarah Memorial Hospital is to meet the needs of that individual any way we need to meet them.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
Fort Florida Home.
By Florida workers. Because we know Florida weather.
Right now, buy 2 windows, get the 3rd free, plus our lifetime warranty. New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
If you've ever had a bad night's sleep, call and price the new Craftmatic Legacy. It has so much more than other adjustables and still costs up to 50% less. Featuring a rising adjustable pillow rest to support your head, neck, and shoulders, bedside power plugs, under-bed night lights, and more. So call and price one today for less, up to 50% less than Tempur-Pedic, Sleep Number, and other adjustables.
You get so much more and it still costs less. You've got to see how little they cost.
Call 1-800-774-8103. That's 1-800-774-8103. Call now.
Florida's last private island is a waterfront lifestyle like no other. This is Harbor Isle, just 5 minutes from the sugar sand beaches of Anna Maria Island. This sun-splashed paradise invites you to enjoy natural adventures and all the recreation of a tropical resort. Island coach homes and waterfront condos are now available from the high 400s, plus incredible savings on move-in ready homes. Come tour 6 designer models. This is the time of your life. Make it island time at Harbor Isle. Go to mintofla.com now.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job. I am Goodwill, yeah.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Now, sports.
It was ABC7 Day at the spring training game at Ed Smith Stadium in Sarasota. Suncoast View anchor Stephanie Roberts was once again asked to start the game by singing the national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light?
Today, the Baltimore Orioles took on the Minnesota Twins. The teams played to a 6-all tie after 11 innings.
It's great. It's a great time of year. It's beautiful. What a great location here. It's sure beats 30 degrees up back home, right?
I love the weather. That's why I'm here, and I love baseball. What else can I say?
Also, as part of the opening ceremonies, we told you about it last night, ABC7's Adam Cellini took the mound and threw out the first pitch right over home plate. Way to go, Adam. And for every home game the Orioles have during the spring training season, we will be featuring a fan photo of the day sent in by you, the fans. All you have to do is go to the game and then send us a photo at pics, P-I-X, at mysuncoast.com. These are our fans of the day. They did not include their names. So when you do send in your fan of the day photo, make sure you send us your name so we can recognize you on air. But thank you to these lovely people who sent in their photo. The long-running television dispute between the Baltimore Orioles and the Washington Nationals is headed to an appeals court. The appellate division of the New York Supreme Court will hear arguments from each side for 15 minutes on March 14th. In November of 2015, a New York Supreme Court justice threw out an arbitration decision that said the Mid-Atlantic Sports Network, which is controlled by the Orioles, owes the Nationals about $298 million for the team's 2012 to 2016 television rights. All sides then appealed. 2 games on the Suncoast tomorrow. The Pirates will host the Orioles at Lecom Park, and the Rays are home tomorrow hosting the Detroit Tigers. Both games start at 1:05. That's a look at sports. We'll have our lotto numbers straight ahead.
There's a whole new way to bank with Achieva Checking Plus. You get new features like full ID theft protection, and that's good to know. Discover all the benefits at achievacu.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
I heard about the Dettoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dettoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dettoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. Really? They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
There's a whole new way to bank with Achieva Checking Plus. You get new features like cell phone protection for 3 phones, plus an interest-bearing account. And that's good to know. Discover all the benefits at achievacu.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
SeaWorld Orlando is set to open a new dolphin show beginning this spring. Officials made the announcement today that Dolphin Days will go on April 1st. Guests will get to witness the individual personalities of the Atlantic bottlenose dolphins, learn about their daily habits and what is necessary to keep them safe in their natural habitat. The new show will replace Blue Horizons, which is ending an 11-year run at the Dolphin Theater. They are amazing creatures. And we're so lucky to have them in our waters. Naturally, right? You go out in the bay in Sarasota, sometimes you don't even have to go offshore. And you
Right,
can
they're
see
right there in the bay.
right
A
there.
lot of them too running around. And I know that anglers don't particularly care for them because they scare the fish away, but I do. I like to see them.
We like it,
Yeah,
right.
I show them occasionally.
In
so
the
it's-
Gone Fishing
that's right.
segments, they show up. Yep.
Pretty nice there. Not the best fishing weather tomorrow. Lots
this
of
weekend,
high winds
yeah.
and seas too, right through the weekend.
All right, watch out for that. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow.